Hey everybody, this is Kelly, and I'm going to talk to you today about racial mixing in this part 3 of amalgamation, racial mixing in the Indian nations. Now, as you know, um, my last name is Scottish, and my grandfather, I remember him saying that we were part Irish, but I'm thinking we had to be part Scottish as well because of our last name, and plus because of the blood type that my dad and my granddad had was A, which is I know is a mutation from O. But anyways, there's some books or there's a book out here that a man had made, and it was talking about how the American Indians had migrated in the ancient days over to Ireland and Scotland, and that the Picts were originally people that were of American Indian descent. So yeah, so I'm going to, um, so that I found that to be quite interesting, and I'm probably going to go into that not in this video, but probably another video once I get my hands on that resource. But anyways, the point that I'm making is that I'm going to show you guys a picture of Niagara Valdub of Kenneth McAlpin, who was the son of King Alpin, and according to legend, that the Scottish people, they had an ancient Egyptian bloodline. Okay, and I find that to be quite interesting. So, anyways, I'm going to show you some pictures of Niagara Valdub. I'm going to show you a picture also of my father, and it's almost like uncanny. It's like they have a lot of resemblance as far as complexion and like face and even like facial structure as well. But anyways, here we go. Okay, guys. Okay, so now let's see. It says while investigating the origins of the people of Scotland in the Bauer manuscript, the Scotty says Shoshrion, she discovers the story of Skada, the Egyptian princess and daughter of a pharaoh who fled from Egypt with her husband Gaithrios, with a large following of people who arrived in a fleet of ships. They settled in Scotland for a while amongst the natives. Now the natives, I believe they're talking about, are the Picts, the Pictish people. It says until they were forced to leave and landed in Ireland, where they formed the Scoti, and their kings became the high kings of Ireland. And it says in later centuries they returned to Scotland, defeating the Picts and giving Scotland its name. And here it says, in the Scotchy Run Icon, I guess that's how you pronounce it, is a 15th century chronicle by the Scottish historian Walter Bauer. It is a continuation of John of Fordun's earlier work of the Chronica Gentis Scotorum. The National Library of Scotland has called it probably the most important medieval account of early Scottish history, noting it provides both a strong expression of national identity and a window into the world view of the medieval commentators. They says Evans then posed the question: was Tara necklace a gift from the Egyptians to a local chieftain after their arrival, or was Tara Prince actually Egyptian himself? According to Bauer's manuscript, Skada's descendants were high kings of Ireland, and in her quest to discover the true identity of Skada, as it was not an Egyptian name, she discovers within Bauer's manuscript that Skada's father is named as being Anchares, a Greek version of an Egyptian name. In the work of Manetho, the Egyptian priest, Evans discovers the translation of the pharaoh. Anchares was no other than Akhenaten, who reigned in the correct time frame of 1350 BC. Evans believes that Skada was Mary Aten, the eldest daughter of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. To see is talking about the American Indians and royalty in Europe. It says on a number of occasions during the 18th century, English colonists took Indian leaders, termed as chiefs or kings, to England, where they would tour the country and meet the English royalty. The purpose of the visits was generally to impress the Indians with the great military, economic, and religious power of the British Empire, and to use the Indians as a way of gaining more royal support of the fledgling colonies. In 1710, a formal Indian delegation of the 3 Mohawk leaders and 1 Mohican leader visited England. The Mohawk nation was a part of the Iroquois Confederacy. The delegation, which was called the Four Kings by both the English and the colonists, had been assembled by the New England colonists who wished to persuade Queen Anne to support the colonial plans for invasion of New France. In London, the Four Kings enjoyed a round of social and diplomatic festivities normally bestowed upon foreign potentates. The visit cemented a strong friendship between England and the Iroquois Confederacy. In their meeting with the Queen, the Four Kings asked for assistance. The four chiefs had been well coached by their patrons and told Queen Anne that the capture of Canada would bring England important economic benefit. Hey guys, so this is another article that Mad Vibes has sent me, and it says here at the bottom, it says when the Arcturians or Fomoridians of Ireland were expelled by the Danans, a tribe of Pallis or the Gaels. After many revolutions in the island, they fled to Akuta or western island of Haiti and became probably the Arohuac nation. Okay, so that's very interesting how they said that a group of Celtic people, they were forced out by another group that was there in Ireland. And then they went to Haiti. They fled to Haiti. And then they became to be known as a different tribe. So, so you have this account as well. So then, in a book called Conan, which was by a man called Robert E. He said in Conan, let's go down to, let's see, where is it at? Robert E. Howard. He had mentioned something about the Pictish lands. Okay, so here it is. And he talked about Lemuria. But we're going to just talk about the Pictish Islands. It says a chain of islands far to the west of Thuria and Atlantis. Due to raiding expeditions, they have colonies on Thuria itself. There were Pictish settlements among the mountains south of Valusia, guarding the kingdom against invaders. They have an ancient feud with the Antillians. After the cataclysm, the Pictish Islands rose to form the mountains of what would be the Americas. Although the inhabitants were destroyed, the Picts of the islands would become the Native Americans. The Picts of Thuria fell further into barbarism, but remained stable, neither evolving nor devolving as other societies had. At first their society had, despite reverting to the Stone Age, but a war with the surviving Atlanteans halted and advances they would have made. They will become the savage Picts of the Pictish wilderness on the west coast of Hyborian realms, in the Conian, the barbarian stories, and more degenerate Picts of Britain in the Bran McMorran stories and real history. So basically what it seemed like what they're saying is that the Picts, they believe, had came from Atlantis, and as we know, Atlantis is a part of the Americas, and they basically are saying that the Native Americans, or as you would call, that's supposed to be called the American Indians, that they are, the same people, that the American Indians and the Picts were the same folks.
Scottish king named Kenneth the Dove. They're figurines of